Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm doing a mascot and advertising characters iceberg. Special thank you to this Reddit user, you the best YTP-er, hopefully I said your name right, for making this iceberg. It's greatly appreciated. So what's an iceberg, you're wondering? Well, it's basically compiled of fun facts and theories that go from most known to least known, and yada yada yada. It's pretty straightforward, so let's just get on with this video. Also, as a disclaimer, icebergs are more ear candy than they are visually striking. So I recommend you either clean, go for a walk, do homework, or fall asleep to me talking. I don't know, whatever makes you comfortable watching these videos, I guess. So with that, I'll start at the first layer and work our way down. So let's get going. Ronald McDonald. So yeah, you guys know who Ronald McDonald is? If you don't, he was the longtime spokesperson and mascot for McDonald's and is considered to be one of the most recognizable faces when it comes to fast food. However, McDonald's stopped using him less and less in the 2010s due to the clown epidemic that happened in 2016. And people had also claimed that he was encouraging children to eat unhealthy foods also. But, I don't know. What do you think of him? Let me know. The Burger King. Yeah, so the King, as he was apparently called, was the main face of the company for commercials between 2004 to 2011. He often appeared in various unexpected places, such as in bed with people or behind doors and walls, only to offer the Burger King food. This actually generated a lot of buzz and word of mouth throughout the 2000s and early 2010s, with some even calling him the Creepy King. However, due to awful sales and strong dislikes from customers, Burger King decided to stop using the commercials, which, according to the chief financial officer, explained that the reason behind the removal of the creepy character was because he scared away women and children from the chain. Tony the Tiger. So Tony the Tiger is still to this day the main mascot and spokesperson for Frosted Flakes, which, let me just say, is one of the most alright cereals I've ever eaten. Like, seriously. But anyways, Kellogg started using the character in 1952 and have basically since used him. Yeah, there's not really much to this one. Kool-Aid Man. So yeah, if you didn't guess it already, Kool-Aid Man is the official mascot for Kool-Aid. He was created in 1954 by a man named Marvin Potts, which was one of the several designs he created for the character. But the only one that struck and General Foods began to use was the Pitcher Man, which is the one used today in all of the advertisements. By the 80s, he started gaining more traction and popularity. He was given multiple video games, comic books, and even appeared in Family Guy a couple of times. Unfortunately, in 94, the live-action character was retired, and from then on until 2008, the character became entirely CG. But other characters such as the children remained live action. Mr. Peanut. So Mr. Peanut has been the official mascot for the Planters Peanuts since 1916. He was in 2020 reborn to being a baby peanut again, and then came an adult peanut in 2021. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this one, so let's just move on. Chester Cheetah. Chester is the official mascot for Cheetos. He was created in 85 and was often featured trying to steal other people's Cheetos for a while until 2008 when he made the jump to CGI. Over the years, he's gained more popularity with merchandising, comics, and hell, even having his own video game in the 90s. Pretty cool, I guess. Uncle Ben's. So, not to confuse it with the guy from Spider-Man, but the rice. So, from 1946 to 2020, Uncle Ben was the main mascot for the Rice Company. According to Mars, Uncle Ben was an African-American rice grower known for the quality of his rice. Gordon L. Harwell, who was an entrepreneur who had supplied rice to the armed forces in World War II, chose the name Uncle Ben's as a means to expand his marketing efforts to the general public. The name Uncle Ben's was criticized as racist as white Southerners addressed black men as uncle to avoid using Mr. G's. However, the company decided to change the name to Ben's Original, and the company even stated that it would evolve the brand's identity with new packaging becoming available as of June 2021. Holy cow. I didn't know anything about this. Jeez. Alrighty. Jeffrey the Giraffe. So Jeffrey the Giraffe was the official mascot for the now closed Toys R Us. He was created in the 50s and went by a different name known as Dr. G. Raff. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Alright. He evolved though in the 70s and even made his first TV commercial appearance at the time. Alrighty. Gerber Baby. In 1928, Dan Gerber was looking for a baby face for its new baby food it was going to sell. To find a babyface, the company Fremont Canning Company decided to conduct a contest in the summer of 28. Many of the drawings and paintings were submitted. Some were elaborate baby portraits in oil paint, while some were just other simple sketches. The winner of the contest ended up being a lady by the name of Dorothy Hope Smith, who was an artist known for doing children's drawings and had submitted an unfinished drawing that was closer to a simple sketch rather than a professional drawing. The drawing won, but surprisingly, judges didn't want any changes to it. Interestingly enough, in the 2010s, Gerber decided to start doing contests to see which baby would be the face of Gerber, with the last one being done in 2020. Wow. Aflac Duck. The Aflac Duck was created in December of '99, being featured in a lot of the company's commercials, where he basically quacks frustratedly at people, or something. Over the years, he's been featured in NASCAR commercials, and even celebrities have made appearances in the commercials like Chevy Chase, Yao Ming, and even Bugs Bunny. The duck had been originally voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, who you might know from stuff like The Bird, Digit, or in Aladdin, where he voiced Lago the bird. However, he was fired in 2011 due to jokes he made on Twitter about the Japan earthquake and tsunami, and was replaced with a new voice actor named Daniel McKeague, who was a television and advertising sales manager. Oh, smacks. Alright. Mickey Mouse. He's the mascot for Disney. Do I even need to explain it? Yeah. Alright, so that's the end of the layer 1. Hopefully you're still here. If you are, thank you so much. And now we're going to move on to layer 2. Hamburger Helper. He's an anthropomorphic hand that sells you pasta or whatever. Apparently he made a short album called Watch the Stove, which is a parody of the Kanye Jay-Z album Watch the Throne. It was also in an episode of some show called What's It Worth on A&E. Yeah, this one's just plain ridiculous. But yeah, that's it though. Jack from Jack in the Box. So in 1994, the company had gained a lot of popularity for the character they used in their advertisements, known as Jack. The only reason this character existed was due to the fact they were facing a lot of scrutiny for the E. coli outbreak that had happened at their restaurants. The commercials were usually lighthearted and involved Jack making decisions about the restaurant, and even a number you could call and hear a voicemail of Jack. Fortunately, the phone number no longer exists and is basically a hotline now when you call it. Apple and Cinnamon. Apple and Cinnamon were the main mascots and characters for the Apple Jacks commercials since 2004. Apparently, the bad apple, being the villain in the commercials, was dropped due to complaints from non-profit health organizations, which led them to be competitive friends, where both of them would try to get it into the bowl. The ads were supposed to retire in 2007, but due to fan service, basically helped them stay mascots for the cereal. Nice. Numerous MGM lions. So over the decades, MGM basically used different lions for their company logo, ranging from 1924 to 1957. Eventually finding the right one in 57, who went by the name Leo. MGM was referred to all the lions using their trademark as Leo the Lion, even though it was just one named Leo and the others had different names such as Slats, Jackie, and even Tanner. Alrighty. Monster cereal mascots. The Monster cereal mascots were created in 1971, with the first two being Count Chocula and Frankenberry. In 73, it was the Boo Berry, and ever since has only been released only during the autumn Halloween time. Yeah, that's kind of it. Geico Caveman. Yeah, so the Geico Caveman started being advertised in 2004. Basically, the whole premise of the commercials was that using their website is so easy that even a caveman could do it, I guess. Hell, he even got his own TV show on ABC in 2008, which had been canceled after a season for obvious reasons. And basically after that, the company just stopped using him. Yeah. Charlie the Tuna. Charlie was created in 1961. He's a spokesperson for the company StarKist. He's even been considered to be, by many, one of the most recognizable faces in advertising. He appeared in more than 80 ads for the company until the marketing campaign was retired. However, he made a comeback in '99 with some more ads. He also makes an appearance in that really awful animated movie, Food Fight. Yeah, you know the one. Phil Swift. Phil is the main spokesperson for Flex Tape. That is all I will say. Go look at the memes for this one. Jake from State Farm. So the spot had originally aired back in 2011. Jake was actually a real employee from the company and decided to do an audition for one of their commercials. He was replaced though due to him quitting the company and moving on to go do different things in his life. And the torch was basically given to the Jake that, yeah, you know the one that looks like Donald Glover. Jared Fogle. Oh boy. So, Jared was the original spokesperson in the early 2000s for Subway. With the whole Subway diet campaign, yeah, you know the one where he has the big pants. Anyways, he was in over 300 commercials for the company and was even known as the Subway guy for a long time. However, in 2015, Jared was arrested for some really awful things I'm not even allowed to talk about on YouTube. And honestly, it's truly disgusting. And I want to keep this as family friendly as I can. But pretty much after his arrest and him facing jail time, Subway had came out with a tweet saying that they no longer have a relationship with him and basically separated themselves from him. If you want a more detailed video about this, I'll leave a link in the description below, but there's a really good video that talks about more about Jared's awful stuff that he did. Alright, so that's the end of the second layer. Now it's time to move on to the third layer. Green Cross Code Man. So this man was the mascot for a company called Green Cross. He was some kind of superhero that teach kids the Green Cross code in England. Fun fact too, the man who played this code man actually ended up being the man in the Darth Vader costume. So just some pretty cool trivia. Arby's Oven Mitt. So this anthropomorphic singing mitt was the official mascot for Arby's from 2003 and seems to have only lasted for a brief amount of time. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of information about this mitt, so if you guys have any info, let me know in the comments. Spuds McKenzie. So this dog was the official mascot of Bud Light in 1987 when he first made his appearance in a Super Bowl commercial. God damn, that is a really lucky dog. Anyways, people also found out that dog was actually female, not male. People also criticized the ads that they were targeting bearded children at a young age because there's a dog in the commercial. So in 1989, the company decided to retire Spuds, claiming that the character's image had started to overshadow the project. Quiznos Squid Monkey. Oh, sorry about that. So Quiznos did a marketing campaign in 2003 where they used these over-dramatic, ugly-ass looking monkey things to promote their subs. Yeah, that's it. Max Headroom. You guys may have seen this man's face before, but yes, that's his name. He was an AI created by George Stone, Annabelle Jankel, and Rocky Morton. He was known for the altered voice, stuttering, and even a broadcast hijacked by some person wearing a Headroom costume. He was actually the spokesperson for the new Coke when that was still a thing. But that's kind of it though when it comes to stuff he advertised. My Pillow Mike. So My Pillow Mike is the founder and spokesperson for My Pillow. He grew the business in 2004 and turned it into a major company in Minnesota. Now apparently the guy is also a political activist and conspirator, which honestly would just take me too long to talk about. Honestly, it's kind of silly and I don't feel like this is the place for me to talk about it. So yeah, I'll just move on. Aaron Insurance. So this entry is referring to the mascot for the company Esurance. The reason for the demise of Aaron Esurance, is entirely speculative, but it connects with results from a survey from 2009. People were told to rank various corporate mascots on words like appeal, annoying, sexy, funny, or sincere. Aaron did poorly in comparison to the trio of animated Pep Boys, the Gordon's Fisherman, and Microsoft's Clippy. So yeah, sorry, that was a short layer, but that is the end of the third layer. So now let's move on to the fourth layer. Mr. Tato. Mr. Tato is the mascot of the Irish crisp brand Tato Crisps, who invented the world's first flavored crisps. He had been the mascot of the brand since its introduction in 1954, being used in advertisements, crisp packets, Tito's logo, as a costume character, and other media. He's also been used in marketing campaigns by Tato, a Tato theme park, Tato Park, opened in 2010 in Kilbrew County, Meath. Mr. Tato serves as the mascot of the park and walks around as a costume character there. Wow, so he's actually super popular in Ireland. Let me know if you guys grew up with this Tato guy. Cheeton. So Cheeton is actually the mascot for the city Susaki, and is even the unofficial representative of the city. It is also a self-described 0-year-old fairy baby otter with no gender that wears a turtle as a hat. Yeah, that's kind of it for this one. Yeah. Wilkins and Watkins. So they're basically the Muppet stars of one of the earliest and perhaps longest running commercial series made by Jim Henson, appearing in Iceberg and spots for Wilkins Coffee. The two were created and named to be polar opposite of one another. Wilkins, who will drink the coffee, and Watkins, who won't. Yeah, get it? In 1990, the company attempted to reboot the characters without the Henson's company's approval. The company offered t-shirts, ran ads from at least December 1990 to February 1991. John T. Brady and Associates and the Wilkins Coffee Company were sued by Jim Henson Productions also. Yeah. Pizza Head. This entry is referring to the short-lived mascot of Pizza Hut. This ran from about 1991 to 1999. Yeah, that's really it. There's not much. Mr. Bag. So Mr. Bag is a character originally created by the restaurant Checkers and Rallies. It was adapted by Right on the Money in June 2015 to replace the character known as the Chosen One. It takes the appearance of a white and red paper bag, with a checkered black and white strip in the middle, where his mouth is located. The Checkers and Rallies logo is printed on the bottom of the bag. Yeah, there's not really much to this one either, so I'll just move on. Pepperami Animal. The Pepperami Animal has been the face of the Pepperami brand since the early 90s. The anthropomorphized sausage stick was created by Lowe and introduced in a 1991 television advertisement, accompanied by the strapline Pepperami, it's a bit of an animal. The mascot was a continual presence in advertising between 1991 and 2011. After being retired between 2011 and 2014, the animal's mascot returned to television campaigns in 2017. Dang, alrighty. Cheetah Man. Honestly, just go watch AVGN's video about Cheetah Man. That is all I will say. Kumaman. Hopefully I said it right. He's the mascot created by the government of Kumamoto Prefecture, Japan. It was created in 2010 for a campaign that was created to draw tourists to the origins. Now, apparently the success of this mascot has to do with its cuteness. The mascot's very popular in Japan. It actually even made cameos in video games like Yokai Watch. Polygon Man. So Polygon Man was actually the original mascot and spokesperson for PlayStation. He appeared in the console's pre-launch ads commenting on various launch games, but was dropped before the launch of Sony's first console, and replaced by a series of popular games, starting with Sophia, Papa Rapper the Rapper, and Crash Bandicoot. However, in 2012, Polygon Man resurfaced as the main antagonist and final boss of the fighting game, that PlayStation All-Stars game that's like basically Super Smash Bros. With PlayStation characters. Mr. Six. Mr. Six was actually one of the original advertising characters for Six Flags. He was used from 2004 to 2010 for an advertising campaign. Six Flags never disclosed the identity of the actor playing Mr. Six for some time, but eventually it became known that Mr. Six was played by choreographer Danny Thiessen. Thiessen explained in 2018, the first few years, I had a hefty NDA agreement with my contract. In 2009, the Mr. Six campaign was replaced by the More Flags, More Fun campaign, which introduced an unnamed Asian character shouting the tagline at viewers. Dang. Alright, so that's the end of the fourth layer. So now let's move on to the fifth layer. Subway Monkey. So it looks like after the whole Jared debacle thing, Subway decided to use a monkey as its mascot. However, I can't really find a lot of information about this mascot or why he was even discontinued. But if you guys have any information on this mascot, let me know in the comments below. Mr. Delicious. So I guess this was a mascot for the company Rax Roast Beef. It was a short-lived mascot that didn't succeed, and even after this, the company had filed for bankruptcy. Seems like a bad luck charm. Yeah, there's not really much to this one either. Bonzi Buddy. Bonzi Buddy is the mascot and character program of the same name. He was basically a computer helper and would also make jokes. The program is most well known for actually being a malicious spyware program that can install viruses on the user's computer and can cause the computer to become infected with multiple unwanted programs and various problems, changing their browser without their permission. As a result of multiple claims of the program being adware and spyware, Bonzi Software was involved in legal trouble and discontinued the Bonzi program, while still keeping the webpage up. The original webpage was shut down in 2008, but is still available on mirror sites. God dang. Mimic the Monkey. So this is the official mascot for Pez candies that you might have seen maybe once when you go to a store or something like that. Yeah, there's nothing that interesting. Cool Cat. So Cool Cat is the cat that makes informational videos about lessons that kids should know. He was created by Derek Savage. He's kind of more known as the... Yeah, go watch YMS's and I Hate Everything's videos on them. Freddy Freaker. So this was a creepy toy that was created in the 80s. He was typically seen on MTV and had a number that you could call. Callers would have an option to hear recordings that were weird sounds, jokes, or even make their own rap songs. That's all the info there is really on this one. Kevin Butler. So Kevin was one of the faces of PlayStation between 2009 to 2011. He was in the ad campaigns during the PS3 era. He started as the vice president of various fictitious departments within the PlayStation division of Sony, responding to Dear PlayStation queries. Yeah, again, another short layer, but now we are going to move on to the 6th layer. So let's get going. Minnie Moo. Minnie Moo was a cow that appeared as an attraction and mascot at the Grandma Duck's petting farm at Magic Kingdom, and later at the petting zoo in Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. She was notable for the unique pattern on her body that resembled a Mickey Mouse head. However, in 2001, Minnie passed away from natural causes. Disney made no official notice of her passing, with spokesman John McClintock saying it was too sensitive for a subject. Animal Operations Director for Animal Programs Tom Hopkins said, "Minnie Moo brought much joy to our guests and cast members. We'll miss her greatly." The petting zoo had fortunately later closed in 2005, and the animals all moved to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Barnda Bra. This entry is referring to the mascot and puppet of some German channel called Kika. Burned was created in 2000 by Thomas Krapwitz, of the production company Bum Film in Much Bavaria. He first rose to fame in 2003. Until then, Kika was sharing its satellite channel frequency with Franco-German channel Art. But after 2003, Kika got the frequency for itself. As a children's channel, Kika did not air programs between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m., but instead of putting a simple test card, programmers decided to air a late-night loop program starring Burned every night. Burned has thousands of child and adult fans. He's also super popular in Germany, so that's actually pretty cool. Dairy Queen Monsters. This one's just referring to a couple of creepy monsters showing up in some of the Dairy Queen ads for their blizzards. Again, not a lot of information, but if you guys know any info, let me know. Tax Doctor. He's a smiling lab coat wearing CGI GIF that appears to be clip art of some kind. He loops through the same select movements at the end of these commercials. Probably seen this before. If you haven't, well, now you have. Dollyno. Dollyno is the mascot of Dolly, a Brazilian beverage company. The character in commercials appear to be notable for being poorly rendered and unintentionally funny and somewhat creepy. The commercials plus the character's design and annoying voice helped attract some kind of cult following, I guess. Yeah, again, another short layer, but yeah. Now we're going to move on to the 7th and final layer. Proto. Proto is the mascot for some antivirus software that, let's be honest, probably gives your computer malware. The company has a song on their website called the Protogent Rap, and it's sung by their mascot, Proto. Should also mention he looks like the one character from Super White 2, so yeah. Blue Tax Professor. This entry is referring to the no longer mascot of Blue Tax, Max, the CGI monster dumpster fire that tells people to stop stressing right now if they owe the IRS more than $10,000. It since has become somewhat of a meme, and the thing scares little kids, so I guess I have no idea. Truly, I am king. So this is referring to an off-brand knockoff of SpongeBob. It's a backpack made by some unknown company. Yeah, that's it. Something Zigontinfa. Yeah, sorry if I butchered that name. It's a Brazilian mascot created to promote vaccination campaigns against the polio virus, with the goal of making the event more attractive to children. It was using campaigns in the 80s, 90s, and 2006 campaigns to raise awareness among parents and children about the importance of vaccinations. That's nice. Bariguinha. This mascot is for some Brazilian milk company. The year that it came out is actually unknown, and there isn't a whole lot of information about this one. But I guess it's also a meme, so yeah. Yeah. And that is the end of the iceberg. I hope you guys learned something new. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you love seeing mascots. And of course, as always, I'll see you next time.